This thing of performing well on the examination day, I feel, is the most important thing ever. In fact, I know people who are not prepared well, but just exam के दिन पे दिमाग सही जगह पे था, confidence था, went and performed and just excelled. I think if people here are preparing or first time attempters or giving the mains this time, you can definitely capitalize a lot on this, because the first few initial attempts are going to be the most original you are going to be, because after a point of time you are just going to be consuming content which is relevant to UPSC, fabricated coaching material that has been repeated, things have been repeated in that, facts have been repeated, case studies have been repeated, so you become a model answer template as a person itself. आके बोलेंगे आपको कि यार मैं तो पढ़ाई भी नहीं की थी, मेरे को फिर भी मार्क्स आ गए, पता नहीं कैसे आ गए, but then they have their dream service and it doesn't matter anymore who is asking you, nobody cares. ठीक है, get that service, come out of this exam cycle and forget about UPSC, and then you have so much more to do in life, right? So focus on delivering on that day. That is going to be the most important thing.
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civilsdaily platform only.
I reached out to the Civilsdaily team.
Civilsdaily.
Current affairs में Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
A mentorship program of Civilsdaily, and that did help me a lot.
Which is complete focus on weakness and not working on a strength. So this is one of the most important things that you should keep in mind. If you see my mark sheet, I can prove it to you. Go to each and every single paper. You will either find an improvement in the marks or you will find an equivalence in marks. I have not lost even a single mark in any paper except my personality test, where I have gone down by 5 marks. मेरे last time 195 marks थे, इस बार मेरे 190 है. But in the written paper, I have not gone down a single mark in any subject. I had 120 plus marks in GS2. I had 120 plus marks in GS4. I have been able to maintain that. At the same time, I have been able to improve on other subjects which were my weakness. For example, my optional marks were in the range of 270s. I was able to take them to 298. My other subjects, for example, GS3 was in somewhere in the 80s. उसको मैं 108 पे लेके गया हूँ. Essay में I had around 70s, 76 marks. 86 marks that I've taken to 103. So I knew that I had to work on my essay and my optional. Okay? I focused extensively on that, but at the same time, I did not lose touch of those two subjects which actually gave me the rank, 3 subjects for that matter. One is the personality test, one is the GS2 and the GS4 paper. Okay? So when you are practicing and improving on the weak areas, be sure that you are practicing enough for the strengths that you also had, right? I'm reminded of a very interesting example. During the World War II, there was then a study done. So they had these planes come in which were shot at by the other enemies, right? And they were figuring out कि इस plane में what part should be reinforced more so that we don't lose more planes. So there was this plane that was bought in, and it had a lot of shots and bullet holes in the engine area, but no bullet holes in the wings and the body, right? So people were like कि यार इसकी engine पे इतने सारे bullets लगे हैं, we have to reinforce the engine area, right? But then one particular person gave this analogy कि यार this plane is right in front of us, इस पे bullet holes लगे हैं near the engine area, it has not crashed, which means that the parts which have not been affected by bullet holes are the parts that are weaker, because those planes have never returned to us. Those planes have actually crashed, right? So the strengths that you have identified, it's not as if you don't have to reinforce them. There is always a sense in reinforcing those areas, but at the same time, the glaring weaknesses in front of you, those have to be given disproportionately more amount of time. So don't completely neglect the engine because you want to focus on the wings. The entire plane should be in a good condition and should be strong enough to take you across that path of UPSC, right? So don't neglect any subject. Focus on your optional, focus on the GS equivalently. Like I particularly during the mains preparation divided my day into 2 halves. One half of the day was spent in GS and one half of the day was spent in optional. And the last 2 hours of the day was spent in optional answer writing and GS answer writing. 1 hour every day I used to practice for both. Okay? So double down on your strengths, identify your edge and dominate it. But at the same time, cover your weaknesses and don't let go of anything in the preparation, because it can so happen that you perform, your weakness, for example, was GS1 and you do excellent in that, but जितना marks cover करना था उतना marks अपने optional में कम करवा दिया because you didn't focus enough, right? So that is something that we don't want to happen, and we should focus on everything. Okay? So we'll move on to the next reason. Yeah. So which is sticking to the templates in answer writing and essays, and no innovation and framework. Every top ranker has their own innovations, rankers have originality. Yeah. So this is something that I think happens much more with people who give multiple attempts. Bar bar attempt deke, reading those same keys again and again and trying to become like that answer key itself, right? You sort of lose that originality and that individual touch that you should always have. And I think if people here are preparing or first time attempters or giving the mains this time, you can definitely capitalize a lot on this, because the first few initial attempts are going to be the most original you are going to be. Because after a point of time, you are just going to be consuming content which is relevant to UPSC. आप बाहर की books नहीं पढ़ोगे. You'll not be reading other authors. You'll be reading particularly fabricated coaching material that has been repeated. Things have been repeated in that. Facts have been repeated. Case studies have been repeated. So you become a model answer template as a person itself, right? So avoid becoming that model answer key as a person. Be you. Uh, have reading, have use social media if you want to. Instagram पे I used to follow a few pages. Just time pass. रात को सोने से पहले देख लो, चार चीजें इंटरेस्टिंग मिल जाएंगी about nature, down to earth का YouTube चैनल है वो. I used to watch a few videos. Cut the clutter, शेखर गुप्ता, World View by सुहासिनी हाइदर, Vantage आप देख सकते हो. There'll be a lot of perspectives, there'll be a lot of opinions. Shekhar Gupta in particular likes to quote a lot of authors. So just make a note of these small things and just use them in the essay. It looks so good. It gives an answer that feel of कि यार this guy is a level apart. He's different from other aspirants. इसके answer में I'm able to see that he's put in a little more effort than the other people, and hence he should be rewarded more than that. That's how I imagine the examiner thinks. But then we don't know. But then I always feel that you will be rewarded with that extra thing that you put in, right? So let go of these mechanical frameworks. Just focus on adding new value addition to your answers. Focus on the freshness. Add things that you feel other people won't. If you feel that this particular anecdote suits this place, but it's from a very diverse source, not related to the UPSC or traditional sources, be free. Use that. Definitely, I would say definitely use that thing in particular, because that is something that other people will not be using. Okay, so creativity feels risky versus control feels safe. Risk, take that risk. It will definitely reward you. And then again, multi-dimensional answer writing, when you are used to, like if you see my answer copies, you will find that I used GS2 ka knowledge in GS3 paper, GS3 ka value addition facts, and GS1 optional ka in my ethics, and ethics ka mere optional mein. To why divide yourself in silos when you can use this knowledge as a whole resource and use it across paper as per your wish. Okay, so don't limit yourself. Just be creative. Feel free to take that risk. Go one step ahead. Expand your knowledge. Expand your perspective. Open multiple dimensions. And that is how you will be able to get that 111 mark more in each question than other people. And that is how I think it's to be done, right? So don't go for safe, go for originality. And then I think that it will really reward you, right? So that is something that you should be doing. Okay, so the last and final result, the thing that I would like to mention here is failing on the D-Day. So, no cheeze you did right, and the 10th day you went to the exam center, and then you sat in the paper, and then you're not able to perform. So, what is the use of that, right? So, this thing of performing well on the examination day, I feel is the most important thing ever. In fact, I know people who are not prepared well, but just exam के दिन पे दिमाग सही जगह पे था, confidence था, went and performed, just excelled like anything in the paper. ठीक है? And after that, it's just all talk. आके बोलेंगे आपको कि यार मैं तो पढ़ाई भी नहीं की थी, मैंने को फिर भी मार्क्स आ गए, पता नहीं कैसे आ गए. But then they have their dream service and it doesn't matter anymore. Who is asking you? Nobody cares. ठीक है? Get that service, come out of this exam cycle, and forget about UPSC, and then you have so much more to do in life, right? So focus on delivering on that day. That is going to be the most important thing. I also know people who have studied for CSAT, पूरा साल पढ़ा CSAT, but then examination day पे आके they're telling यार हम लोग blank out हो गए, time management नहीं हो पाया, paper में डर गया मैं, समझ नहीं आ रहा, maths में I got stuck. See, nobody will ask you these things. Nobody asked me when I failed prelims for the first time, ki what happened. Nobody, in fact, asked me ki you failed just by 2 marks. What happened wrong? So nobody cares. Okay? Everybody is only interested in the final outcome. So focus on delivering that content on that day. Now, a few things are very important for this. What is that? पहला चीज तो यार, give your exam at the time when the real exam will come. For example, if your examination is on at 9:30 in the morning, there is no use practicing mock test at 3 a.m. सुबह. ठीक है. A lot of people pull all-nighters because they find that that time is when they are able to study the most, and that makes no sense. Your practice has to be during the examination time, because that is when you have to be used to using your brain the most. Your hands have to be used to be writing for 3 hours non-stop, 6 hours in total for a particular day if you're talking about the mains examination. Elimination, educated guessing, recall, ये सब चीजें comes with practice, and you have to practice using your brain at that point of time in the day. तो सुबह 9:30 को अगर पेपर है, तो मॉक टेस्ट आप सुबह 9:30 को दो, और 2:30 का पेपर है तो 2:30 को ही बैठना पेपर देने. ठीक है. देयर शुड बी नो सरप्राइजेस इन द रियल पेपर. यू are used to using V5 grip wala pilot pen. I use that pen. I will for no reason go in the real mains exam with a uniball just because कि अरे मुझे आज ये pen मिल गया. Don't do that. Like, practice all your mock tests with that particular pen instead also. अगर V5 grip wala pen if you're using pilot pen, then give all mock tests with that pen. If you are in the habit of attending the paper linearly from question number 1 to 20, then do that in the real paper as well. Just don't start from कि अरे यार I think 15 markers will be more wording. आज मैं question number 11 से start करती हूँ और फिर मैं I'll see what happens. So don't give yourself any scope for mistakes. Don't give yourself any surprises. And then there are a lot of small things that you should take care of. Like, carry a tiffin to the examination center. अगर 2 घंटे का ब्रेक है बीच में, then don't think यार मैं एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर जाके देख लूंगा, वहां पे आसपास कोई दुकान होगी तो वहां पे I'll sit and have my lunch. No, carry your food with you. Ensure that you have a full stomach before the CSAT or before the second paper in the mains examination. Go to the examination center 1 or 2 days before the exam to see whether you have the right center code or not. There are a lot of Navodaya Vidyalayas, there are a lot of Kendriya Vidyalayas. Don't make that mistake of reaching the examination center wrong on the D-day and then running around here and there. That will just mess up your whole mental makeup, and you will be more anxious and just tired. So take care of these small things that really matter in the preparation. ठीक है. Multiple revisions करना, train for the pressure. Like, that's why I said in the beginning itself, give a lot of these all India mock tests. इससे होगा क्या? You will be in line with 100 other kids, and then they'll be talking about कि oh I did this, I did that, and you'll be like कि मैंने तो ये लिखा ही नहीं है. And that pressure and that anxiety, you'll be used to going through that process over and over again. ठीक है. So that simulation of giving the examination, standing in the line with your Aadhaar card and your admit card, बीइंग अलर्ट कि सुबह उठ के एग्जामिनेशन के बैग में मेरा आधार कार्ड, मेरा एडमिट कार्ड, मेरा फोटो कॉपी दो, मेरा आईडी, मेरे पेन्स, ये सब, एवरीथिंग शुड बी इन प्लेस, राइट? व्हाट आई एम बेसिकली सेइंग इज प्रिपेयर फॉर द D-day itself, that you're able to go there and give the examination in a comfortable manner. You have your travel and everything sorted, and there is absolutely no surprises, nothing that will shake you on that day. Okay, so chaos and preparation both go hand in hand. I mean, it's all part of the process, and there is not much to be sacrificed in by not giving mock tests or everything, but then you should be at the top of your game, and by practicing more, practice makes perfect. So I think there are 10 things that I feel like if you can get under control, you'll be avoiding a lot of these pitfalls that most people tend to make. And then I hope that you get success from the other things and the hard work that you put in.